Mane fa na se ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de o se dem yopo.
You are once again welcome to PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like, and also share to other members to watch as well. You can equally leave a comment at the comment section after watching, or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277128777. Thank you. I want you to join me listening to what Honorable Suhuyini has to say about the secret revelation of Bryan Acheampong's attempt to contest as president come 2028. He said a lot of things about his conduct which he think has disapproved him already, and also went ahead to describe who the MPPs are today. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listen to what he said by himself. I don't want to say everything like I'm narrating or putting words into his mouth. For that matter, I would like you to join me listen to what he said or what comes out of his mouth as we watch. This station still remains PENDREAM TV as you usually know. Do subscribe as a new member, share to all friends, like, and also turn the notification bell on to keep you updated on any latest gist that will be posted here. Thank you. Join me listening to what he said into detail.
Day I was with you downstairs. Yeah. Do you remember now?
I do. I do. So just about the only time I've seen.
And then I've also had the privilege of working with Moro, I think about 2 or 3 Saturdays ago.
Oh, okay. You were
Also
on Inside Pages.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we also watch you online every now and then. So I've been watching, just not being here. No.
The man from Anyanso is a former member of parliament for the constituency, Dr. Dr.Kissi is actually a medical doctor for that matter, and a genuine one with a certificate. Doctor, you're welcome.
And a current license.
And a current license. Oh, you are actually an active member. You still go to the surgical ward. Mm-hmm. You practice. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have to.
But you don't put videos on social media?
No.
Okay.
No.
Why?
No. I don't think it's necessary.
It's not necessary.
Your patients will give testimony now.
Which medical school did you attend?
I did Legon.
Okay.
I'm a University of Ghana product, same as my old man.
Oh, you had a 4.0 GP or something?
No. I think with medical school, the most important thing is to pass your exam, because your real deal is your patients.
Yeah.
And it's not the grades that treat the patients, and your ability to also work with people and depend on others who are knowledgeable in the field. So, interestingly, sometimes your own nurse might be the one giving you the appropriate guidance.
Yeah.
So we listen.
We don't judge.
Widely, yes.
We listen, we don't judge.
Yes. Yep.
You're very welcome once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get into the issue, but I think there's something about Bryan Acheampong. I just want to know exactly what's happening, because with the MPP, you had given us a directive not to campaign.
Correct. Rightly so.
But I think we're seeing pockets of it, and in places, statements being released, comments being made, interviews being granted, and all that. So the Inquisitor actually has also something about Bryan Acheampong. It says an MPP flag bearership race. Bryan is confused. I'm not sure. Okay, what that? Maybe I'll pick a bits and pieces of that.
So I think for clarity.
Yes.
2 key things.
Kenneth Japon says MPP doesn't learn from the NDC. We will stay in opposition for long. Kenneth Japon. That's also from one of the obvious aspirants coming up.
Yeah. So 2 key things, just for clarity's sake. Dr. Bryan Acheampong, who's been a four-term member of parliament, as we all are aware, was the Minister for Agric in the most recent administration. What he's done is to commission, as it is a committee, to engage with stakeholders in the country and in the diaspora, to, as it is, ascertain whether his vision or determination to create jobs and also instill discipline in the party and help with good governance is in line with the aspirations of many people in the country. And I think it's very clear in his statement that this is, as it is, more of a consultative process. And he's not the one necessarily going. He's picked on prominent people to go around and engage. And I say this largely because I think in many instances you can see this more as a feasibility study. And I think his future decisions or decision whether to run for presidency, he's taken it very serious. And as such, I think he wants to do some sort of an independent consultation for himself.
Did you say he's not the one necessarily going?
No, what I'm saying is that he's not declaring an intention to run. What he's doing, just like I said, is more like a feasibility study for anybody embarking on a very serious decision or project. This is one of the very important things to do. The party has done its things, but he, as an individual, has every right to take that decision after consultation. So we need to be very clear. This is not necessarily campaigning. Very, very important.
Oh, so he's not campaigning.
This is not. This is more of like an inquiry. I mean, I was even citing an example with somebody as a member of parliament in your own constituency. People may approach you about 3 or 4 projects, and to decide on which one to embark on, you might set up a committee to decide whether the school library or the boarding, setup or providing furniture might be more relevant. And I think the community will tell you or direct you and say that, oh, out of these 3, we'll prefer this one. And this is something we do on the regular as members of parliament. Further consultation before you either do a KVIP or borehole and things of that nature. So it's very normal and natural for people within governance to, as it is, be more deliberative in their action and also inclusive in terms of bringing on board many things. I think he states that his family has encouraged him and friends, but he feels strongly that further broader consultation with the grassroots, religious bodies, traditional leaders, and things of that sort would add to making a very solid decision as to running or not running. And it's 4 weeks, so I think within 4 weeks,
okay, so this
we
is
will
the statement
hear for him if what the findings are, if he would run, and then.
All right, allow me the opportunity to read this from Bryan Acheampong's camp. So it's a letterhead in his name. Dear patriots and beloved Ghanaians, I have taken time to reflect deeply on our journey as a party, on my personal journey within our political tradition. I recognize that the New Patriotic Party, NPP, finds itself at a pivotal juncture, which calls not only for unity, but also for renewed commitment to our core values. So after growing encouragement from a broad spectrum of the party's faithful and extensive consultation with the family and well-wishers, I have decided to form an exploratory committee. This committee will engage key stakeholders, listen to the voices of our grassroots and constituents, and test the alignments between my vision and the aspiration of our party and Ghanaian people. To that end, the exploratory committee is expected to share its findings with me within 4 weeks. This dedicated committee shares my commitment not only to discipline and unity within the party, but also to job creation, food security, youth infrastructure development, safety and security, and good governance within our nation. My journey and service within the NPP has been lifelong, deeply personal. From grassroots organizing to serving as party staffer, parliamentary aspirant, fourth-term member of parliament, minister of state, cabinet minister, long-term party financier, and an active member of numerous party and parliamentary committees. These roles and experiences have granted me invaluable insights into the sacrifices, dedication, and strategic vision required to build and sustain the foundation of our party. They also have deepened my resolve to uphold the NPP value with unwavering loyalty and integrity. I have served the NPP faithfully, supported many, and helped shape impactful policies. Everything within me and every resource at my disposal have been put to the service or to serve the party, and I will continue to serve. To our full soldiers and all NPP faithful, I firmly believe in the party's capacity to overcome its challenges and once again lead Ghana towards a brighter future. May we remain steadfast in spirit and decorous in conduct in the pursuit of progress, inclusivity, and effective leadership for Ghana. May God help. May God be our helper with gratitude and resolve. What's all this about?
So, just to reiterate again,
you're reiterating that he's not campaigning.
This is that. Well, I mean, not that he's not
forming
campaigning.
a capacity,
This is
a committee.
A committee, and the committee, as you know, is
in
a
his
group
capacity
of people.
as what?
Well, he's a member of parliament.
So he's forming a committee for what?
For his, vision. And as he's clearly stated, he has some interest in, creating more jobs in this country, enhancing governance in this country. And I think it's crisp and very self-explanatory. And they are engaging not just MPP, certainly grassroots will be consulted, and other stakeholders. I'm sure people in, the Kantamantos, the Abuso Kinds will also be part of all of this exercise, and Hairdresser Association and all these people. And I think 4 weeks is a very short period. It'll be here, and within a month or so,
we'll have the committee's
we'll know
report.
for sure.
For sure, what?
Based on the findings of the committee, if he's running. So let's not preempt whether he's running or not. We'll patiently wait for the committee.
So what is the report that he's giving them a time frame of 4 weeks?
4 weeks.
What outcome is he expecting? What the people are saying within the party, grassroots?
We were very unhappy with our results in the last election. In fact, a very painful loss. And many people have said many things, but there comes a time when, as a leader, you need to be very bold in your steps as to how you can bring about solutions to the current situation of the party. A party in crisis, a party at the crossroads. And I think this shows more of a person who's very deliberative, and I think I like that about this. And not to just jump into the fray without further consultation.
You were one of the MPs that was calling for the removal of...
Finance Minister?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know he was related to you.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I just said my uncle. I didn't say...
Okay. All right.
Were you not one?
Yes.
Are you not a deliberative leader?
I did it for very good reasons.
Yes, but so why is it looking like, if it's not about presidential ambition?
No. I think, like I said, this is a very serious decision, and this is about Ghana and the youth, and I think it is appropriate that he does an independent assessment before he takes that decision.
Okay.
I think it's appropriate.
Okay. You mind your business?
Unfortunately,
He must speak.
I would have actually loved to be silent on this matter, but being a citizen of the Republic of Ghana, first of all, good morning to you and my colleague in the studio and our cherished viewers out there. I would have loved to be silent on the matter, Annie, but being a citizen of Ghana, I understand that when it comes to the operations of our political parties, they are public entities. And so I may not be a member of the New Patriotic Party, but as a citizen of the Republic of Ghana, I am a major stakeholder when it comes to the politics of the New Patriotic Party, because we must all ensure that their activities fall in line with the dictates of our Constitution and our democratic principles. That is why I am minded to state my observations on this particular press statement by the Honorable Bryan Acheampong. And Annie, for me, this ordinarily wouldn't have been a problem, because when it comes to the political objectives of individuals, I think that our laws allows them to be able to pursue their individual political ambitions. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you see, when you are a member of a political organization, you must be careful not to push your selfish and personal interests beyond that of the collective good of that entity that you belong to. And I'll explain why. Bryan is a member of a political party that has just lost an election. Not long ago, we were told by their communications director, my brother Richard Ahiaba, that the party, through its council of elders, has initiated rebuilding steps within the New Patriotic Party and has directed that all individual machinations by people interested in leadership roles within the party must cease and give way for the political party to reorganize itself. Unfortunately, it appears that even the MPP and its leading members are unwilling to abide by the directive of the National Council of the party. And that is troubling, because it speaks volumes of their unwillingness to obey rules and regulations, and to a very large extent, and arguably so, to our laws as a country. Because if you cannot respect your own internal rules and regulations, what's the guarantee that you have some respect for our own laid down constitutional processes as a country? Are you therefore surprised of the kind of things we're subjected to under the last 8 years of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Your own internal rules. And if I were a member of the New Patriotic Party, this release by Bryan in itself reflects his poor leadership and should be basis why the party and its supporters must be careful with him.
How?
Because you see, any true member of the NPP must be concerned about the image and rebuilding efforts of the party, not your individual personal ambitions at this critical stage. Look, if he was minded, he could have used the rebuilding efforts, dedicate himself to that effort, and in the process carve a niche for himself without necessarily engaging in this epileptic political strategy intended to secure some relevance within his political party. So if the party is minded, and if they are listening, especially the support base of the party, that is his verdict. That is the man out there for you. And again, Annie, look, you are allowed to go ahead and do your own internal research as to whether indeed it will be advantageous for you to contest for the flag bearership or not. Do you need a press statement to communicate your intention to the good people of this country if you are interested in a research?
Well, if you want to make it a well-organized and controlled
You see,
one,
absolutely not. That simply tells you that he's not actually interested in the outcome of that research. He's interested in influencing the narrative. Because any true political operative who genuinely wants to know whether to contest for a position or not will do his research quietly. Quietly. You get your researchers on the ground, do it quietly. And based on the outcome of the report, you decide to contest or not to. So what he has just done, I was quiet.
Okay.
Please, no, please.
Okay.
What he has just done.
maybe he wants to help you.
No, I don't need his help. What he has simply done, what he has done is simply to railroad the rebuilding efforts of the new patriotic party, pursuing
But you
his
see,
own personal interest.
but you see, there's
And
a
for me,
current.
I know.
But you see,
I know that the
there's a-
MPP should be worried,
there's-
especially his leadership.
There's a current situation with the MPP where a research has been conducted, led by the Makukwe Committee. The report has not been made public, so people or persons don't even have information or access to the details of the report. Officially, that's what I can say. If you have some leaked information, that's your.
What I was hoping.
But I'm just saying
Please.
that if people want to know exactly what's going on the ground, you don't think that they can gather some resources and also go onto the ground and find out some information for
That
themselves?
is why I said that it is within his political right and democratic right to do so.
Yeah, so you can't
But-
condemn him as much.
No, but it does not mean that I'm not allowed to evaluate his decision. And that's why I started by telling you that looking at the nature of the party now, any effort is required in its rebuilding efforts. And so if you are a true member of that tradition, your focus should be about the survival of that brand now, how to get the institutions to work rather than your own personal ambition of becoming president. And I proceeded to say that there's nothing wrong with doing a research, but does he need to communicate to us that he's embarking on this research, knowing very well the repercussions of such releases on the political party that he seeks to represent, especially at this critical moment. So, but that should tell you that the NPP
There's been
of
no,
today,
there's been no comment.
please, that should tell you that the NPP of today has become a bunch of selfish individuals who are only interested in seeking personal gratification and advantage. That clearly leaves no room for the collective interest of that political party. And that is why I said that we shouldn't be surprised, because we witnessed it in the last 8 years. Otherwise, why do you think that my brother and some members of parliament started calling for the removal of Ken Ofori-Atta? And what has been the results? That's why he's not a sitting member of parliament today, because they went after him. So this is free counsel to you, Doc, that the time has come for some of you not to take or embark on this dangerous, what's the name, strategy of getting your favorites elected, if indeed you are concerned about the future of the party. And on this one, I cannot help but say to you that it appears that for the first time, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's strategy seemed to be working as far as the internal contest is concerned. Because he seemed to be the only person at this critical stage who appears to be concerned or to be in tandem with the rebuilding efforts of the new patriotic party.
How?
But clearly, we all heard Mr. Richard Ahiagba not long ago about the directive. I have not read anywhere where it has been stated by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia that he's going to contest for the next flag bearership of the party. So he's still, as far as I'm concerned, in line with the directive that has been given by the party to ensure that they embark on the thank you tour.
But this is not a
So,
contest.
you see, you know me, and where Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is found wanting, you know I'm not easily forgiven. But on this score, he's beating you guys to the game, without question. think that you need to learn from
I
them.
beg to differ. I think you're
but
jumping the
right
gun.
now, are you
and you are
not speaking
preempting,
on preemptions,
because
assumptions,
But the
deductions?
first statement is all based on presumptions, deductions.
oh no. I think you're being
But
And he
unfair.
spoke on
But what's
things.
contained in the press statement?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
I've set up a
There's-
committee.
there's
I have heard
nothing-
that people are calling for me to contest. All presumptions.
No. I
And he
think
proceeded on the basis of that. In any case, we are here to make reasonable deductions out of whatever we are presented to on the table.
But I think if you would allow me, two key things. I've always said that up to date, even World War II is undergoing further research. World War II. So it begs the question, if there's an incident in a party, are you saying that there should be just one report? I think this might actually be in rather of a huge
Your response
addition.
is tangential to
Oh,
what
no.
I said.
It's a
Very
huge addition,
tangential.
a fact-finding thing. He may find some things that the previous committee did not. And this might also even bring out some very important things as to the sentiments of the youth in this country and whether some of his key ideas are in line with them. And, it would advise the party as a whole. So I think we shouldn't preempt this whole thing and make the assumption, because nowhere does he state that he's running for presidency. I mean, that should be clear. And I beg to differ on that tangent. You can do inferences, but this is not what it states here.
Unfortunately.
So every individual
Baumia.
in the rank and file of the party can just come
No,
out and
let
say,
me even
I'm
add
setting up
that
a committee.
the members of parliament, let me add this key thing. We focused our research on those who did not vote for us. And that is there, well documented. We've presented it to key stakeholders in the party. So I'm of the opinion that one research finding does not hold water when you have a big party like this with not less than 6 million followers. You understand? So there should be even more inquiry, let me put it that way, to add or buttress whatever the initial findings are. And he has to admit this as a lawyer.
But you
that
don't even
if-
know, you
if-
don't know what's contained in the first report. So how are you going to conduct a second one to buttress what's in the first
No,
one?
what I'm saying is that it might be buttressing, because as it stands, when it comes out, and mind you, he's not going to make the findings public, which is another key thing I need to remind Suhuyini. Nowhere is it stated that the findings will be made public. And we've swayed away from distraction. That's why the eminent people involved in this work, we've not even brought the names up, because we're not trying to, as it is, ruffle feathers with Michael Okwe's report. And let me add that more research doesn't hurt. There's nowhere in this world that, anybody, I mean, you are a lawyer, further inquiries about a case, and a lawyer is telling me that it's not good for the party. I think that is not fair.
Annie, the gentleman is not doing research about the reasons why the party lost, like the NPP as a political party did.
He makes a very strong
He has released a statement telling us that there are calls on him to contest for the flag bearership of the new patriotic party.
I don't think he even states
And
that.
he is seeking to gather views as to whether to operationalize those calls or not. So his objective is clearly different from the Michael Okwe's committee's objective. So don't speak as if it is an effort to complement the efforts of that committee. In fact, his press release is destructive and undermining of the party's own directive. And that is why I'm saying that it should constitute a reflection of the kind of personality that he is, and based on that, party members should be guided, especially going into the future when it comes to the choice of flag bearer. That is all I'll say. But do not seek efforts of that committee to create.
Thank you for making time with us once again. We have more in stock and you cannot afford to mix out. Just stay glued to the channel by turning the notification bell on. What is said is really true, because if you are disobeying your party rules and regulations, I don't think what you do when you become the president. Your views are most welcome as well. Stay tuned for more. As I usually say, turn the notification bell on to keep you updated. Share to all platforms that you belong to. God will bless you for doing that for us. God bless you for choosing us as well. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.